Alright, so we're given a problem, and it says a printer costs $900, its salvage value after 5 years is $300, annual maintenance is $50. If the interest rate is 8%, the equivalent uniform annual cost is most nearly. So what we have to do at first is draw a cash flow diagram to see what's going on in the problem. So we have our initial investment of $900, then we have $50 maintenance payments that we make every year, and then at the end of the 5-year span we're going to sell it for $300. So we're given a present value, a future value, and we're just given annual payments that we're making. So what we want to do is we want to turn this present value into an annual value, so to speak, and this future value into an annual value as well, and see how it distributes evenly. So to do that, we have an equation. It's our equivalent uniform annual cost. And so this is cost. So anything that we're profiting, we're going to subtract. Anything that's coming out of our pocket, it's going to be adding on. So what we have here is, in terms of the present value, we'll do the present value first. So we have the present value, and the equation for that is, we're given the present value, where A is an end of period cash receipt or disbursement in uniform series continuing for n periods, where the period here is 5 years. So you're giving your P, which is your present value, or your initial investment, so to speak here. This is all going to be multiplied by I times 1 plus I raised to the n divided by 1 plus I to the n minus 1. So let's go ahead and plug our values in. We know that our P is $900. Our I is going to be 0.08. N is 5 years. So we can just go ahead and plug all this in. So 900, that all multiplied times 0.08 times 1.08, that's just 1 plus 0.08 raised to the 5th power divided by 1.08 to the 5th minus 1. And it turns out that this value is somewhere about like 225. And 34 cents. So that's how this present value, if it were dispersed evenly given the 8% interest rate over a 5-year period, that's how much it would cost us annually for this printer, so to speak, if we were to make annual payments for this printer. And then we have the maintenance cost. So added on to this, we're just going to add $50 to that. But then we have a profit at the end of the 5-year period, so we're going to subtract that profit. And to calculate that, we're going to do, and we're given the future value, which is 300. And this is going to be I divided by 1 plus I to the n minus 1. That's our formula. Well, this, we'll write it in, we'll put an F, where your F is 300, and your I and your N is the same as this here. So if we plug everything in, we have 300 times 0.08 times 1.08 to the 5th minus 1. And that turns out to be, it's somewhere like $51. It's $51.11. So we're going to subtract $51.11 from this. So your EUAC your equivalent uniform annual cost is going to be the 900 all here, plus your $50 annual cost for maintenance, minus your $51 profit, so to speak, converted into an annual profit. So in the end, your equivalent uniform annual cost is most nearly $224. And that'll do it. This is great for comparing, let's say you were comparing the life of two printers. Let's say one printer is going to last you about 6 years and the other one's supposed to only last you 5 years. You can see which one is going to give you an equivalent uniform annual cost. And you can see which one's going to benefit you in the long run, or if it's more convenient to switch out a printer every 2 years, every 6 years, every 3 years. You can see which option best suits you given the annual cost. So whatever annual cost is lower, that's the option you want to take. So that'll do it.